Hey, what's up, gang? It is Adam Smith from the CommanderSmiths and his Proxy Time Live. I'm about 10 minutes late this week. I had to get everything kind of set up here. I was running a little bit behind today. So this week, working on Pitiless Plunderer. Surprisingly, this card is like a $15 to $20 card at this point. It hasn't caught a reprint and is used in a ton of stuff, including Chatterfang. So also doing Chatterfang. So we're going to do 2 cards this week. Been doing double features lately. I like to do at least 2 proxies when doing these videos. So if I don't have an alt art, I'll just do another card. And the reason why I'm doing these is because I'm finally getting around. Yes, a little late to the party as Chatterfang has been out for a while, but I haven't built a deck since this spring. So it's time for me to build a deck. And Chatterfang was on my list. I also have another one from the Adventures of the Forgotten Realm commander, the one that goads guys. I'm going to do him as well at some point. But Chatterfang is one I'm currently actually working on. Funny enough, it's like my Mazarek deck. So I'm taking apart my Mazarek deck and making this Chatterfang deck. And so it's going to be, they're different, but they're too similar that I don't want to have both decks. So that's where I'm going with this. And so this was a card I definitely had to make a proxy of. And I realized Pitiless Plunderer is also one that I needed as well. It's just a freaking expensive card. Fantastic card. And as you can see, there's some like trickery you can do here. So whenever another creature you control dies, I'm sure you all know this, but create a treasure token. And the cool thing about that is when you're sacrificing these squirrels, you're getting tokens, treasure tokens, to replace these squirrels that you're sacrificing. But then you're also making more squirrels that you are replacing the squirrels that you sacrifice. So there's this almost kind of never-ending board wipe type thing that you can do with this. And so it's kind of a nasty combo. So, all right, so let's get started with it. We'll start with Pitiless Plunderer because this is the more expensive of the 2 at this point. And really what I was going to do with Chatterfang, I have both the arts. I'm not sure which one I want to use. I think the full art one will work out better with a proxy than this one, but we'll see when we get to that. So first of all, this is the card I'm working with, Pitiless Plunderer. You can see that has the white border up here and down here, and that's because this was the best quality one. The other one that I had on there it just wasn't that good. So I went with this. I'm just gonna have to crop it. I'm going to be cropping it anyways right here and here. So this didn't really matter to have all that. So why don't we get this copied first? All right. So easy stuff first. Yeah, and I actually don't know why I haven't made a copy of this one yet or a proxy of this one, I should say, because this is in a couple of my decks. And I think I must be using it's kind of an good for you.
Oh, good for you.
I think I must have multiples of these in those because it wasn't on, it is an uncommon. Oops. And was a cheap card at the time when it came out. Now it's quite damn expensive, so that hence why we need to make a proxy of it. So I realized, I did not make this into a proxy yet. And I think a lot of people will be happy with that, especially with treasures kind of being the in thing, which I love treasures. I think they're one of the better, newer mechanics that they've made over the years. And I hope, do I want that to continue like that? Yeah, let's continue it. That's easy. And I hope they continue to make treasures. It seems like it's a thing that they're doing, that it's in every set at this point. And the more and more that they put it in, the better and better they are. Let's see, actually, let's get this corner. I don't like how far that went down. So we're going to go right there. And then let's just use the box. Okay, let's see if I remember right. It's a control. No, control's taking alt. I think alt is the one. See if I get it right the first time this time. Damn it. No, I didn't do it. It's shift. You'd think I'd learn. One's shift, one's alt. Okay, so our line looks good there. Everything looks good there. Everything looks good there. This one's going to be pretty straightforward. Let's see. There's our card. interesting thing about this card is there just really isn't, the art isn't like crazy memorable, and I'm hoping that this will help make it a little more memorable, like by making it a full art, you know, because it isn't uncommon. You didn't get any special treatment with it. Not that you were with Rivals. I think this is from Rivals of Ixalan or Ixalan, the Ixalan block. So you weren't getting like special treatment on the uncommons or in general at that point. But they just haven't made anything since. So they didn't make like a secret layer or anything like that. So this is just kind of like a meh kind of card, picture art wise. Until you kind of realize what he's doing there. I mean, the dude's just taking treasure out of a guy that just died. So, what a dick. I think we can make this look pretty fantastic here. All right, so that's about where we want it. Okay, let's zoom in just a tad. All right, so what are we going to do with this one? What's the plan? Obviously, we're going to bring his hat to the foreground. That's an easy one. Do I want to use this lantern? Maybe. That could be something we do there. We could have, let's see, what are we covering when we do this? It's whenever another creature. So if we cover this, I think that might be the route I might go. This is an older-ish card, you know, within the last like 3 years or so. So if I go over this, that might be what I want to do. So it would take out this. Maybe let's start with the top. I think that's what I want to do down here, but I'm not 100% positive that's what I want to do. If I don't do anything with that, what do you do? Like, because you don't bring this to the foreground and not his hand. So I'm just going to bring this down a little bit so I can actually see. So it's not actually taken out of a pocket. It's like he has a bag of gold. So I think what I want to do is have all this come to the foreground. So it would be cutting out whenever another colorless, that's fine. A colorless treasure art, that's all still in there. So that might be fine. One thing we could do is make this complete foreground and his hand use the opacity trick where we're kind of having it come through, but not all the way. But let's get started with this first. Let's get started also with that first. So remember, I always forget to do that. And if I don't do it right away, kind of mess things up later when I start tweaking other things. So let's get rid of that. Just take it all out of there. Okay. Simple enough. Let's get the background, stamp it. Stamp there, get the hat. So this one's going to be easy. And I already have a plan. You know, you find circular things. And what's circular in this picture for the CommanderSmith logo? Well, obviously the treasure or his hat we could do. Let's get right there. Could do the... Oops. Damn it. Could do the fast trick here, but there really isn't much to do with this. I'll be kind of disappointed if I'm not going to do it that way. If this, all I did was bring the hat to the foreground. Well, that's pretty simple. All right, let's see. I do like to look at it first. Obviously, looks good. Obviously, it looks amazing. Didn't mean to sound like a cock there. I don't know if I want that like that. I'm just kind of just seeing how it is. So we'd have the hooks there. I did it sloppy because I just want to see if I like that. I don't know if I do. I kind of do. I don't know if I do, but I think I do. So let's get the bottom of the lantern. We need to bring this down a little bit more so I can see what's going on here. So we do have that hole, the hole coming down like so. And we have this one dropping into the lantern, and you also have the one going to the back. And then we have all this. Okay. I think that got it. Yeah. Okay. So let's bring this up a little bit. Zoom it out. Yeah, I like that. It might not be on the same plane, the text box down here and the title box, but I think I like how that turns out. All right, now for the tricky part, deciding what I want to do with this. So I know I want here and the gold. So let's just get that, the big chunk out of there. And we want to bring this down so we can actually see what's going on here. So what we can do is, I think it's gonna look better with his hand completely covering this. But let's just keep going with this first. Okay, the bag, smooth that out. We got our gold right here. There we go there. I might have gone a little far with that. Just want right on the edge of the gold. I'm going to stop it here so I can see what this is all turning out like. That to the monopool. Okay, so now let's do a test. Let's do a sloppy test. Just to see what is all covered, if we still know what the card does. New players probably won't. I'll have to explain it, but the card itself might look a lot better this way. Actually, I didn't do it that sloppy. Like if this looks bad, looks good, I don't have to go back and... Oh, man. So his hand is there. Creature you control dies, create treasure, artifact. Yeah, see, it's covering way too much. So we are backing it up. But then we're going to do the opacity thing where we're going to bring it here. And we will bring this through. Where it's a little more tricky. So that what I just did there was perfect. Not bragging, but I'm just saying like it was good in that I didn't take my finger off of the mouse because this is going to stay the same. As soon as I take it off of there and I go over the same area, it will do it twice. So you kind of want to hit everything you're going to do and not mess up here. Concentration. Okay, got the outline. Now let's fill it in. Still my finger's down. Because if I take my finger up and then do it again, it's just going to double it on that. So every time I do that, it's right. Some of that painting stuff that I do, that's how I do that trick. Okay. All right, so that is done. Let's see how this turns out. Okay, that looks better. So what I think I'm going to do is that blending technique towards the top. We are going to get rid of basically this up here because this is unimportant to what's going on. So we're going to have it kind of blend in. We're going to kind of lose this line a bit. Kind of fade it in. I think the one thing I do want to do is maybe make it, I'm going to redo some of this. Okay, we're going to switch this to this, the little fuzzy guy. And that'll make the blending a lot better. And that way I can, yeah. Whoops, a little high on that one. That way there isn't just like a distinct line of where it ends and begins. Okay. That's better because we're at our 70. Could even bring this one up a little bit. So whenever, did I cover too much? Whenever, okay, we're at, people are looking at, whenever another creature you control dies, create a colorless treasure artifact creature token with the sacrifice, blah, 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 blah. Okay. I think that works there. I don't think I want to mess with the bottom too much. I think that's about it for the actual card itself. Let's get the logo. Okay. Bring that over. Whoa. Always comes back. Super duper big. All right. So, oops, that's not even the right spot. What am I doing? Get out of there. Where are you? You are right here. That's what I wanted. Okay. So I think the right thing to do here would make it the what he's biting. I would take some manipulation of turning that. I was more thinking this coin or one of these coins. I think I'll do this coin right there. That's what we're going to do. We don't want to take away from what he's doing there. So let's match that coin. Right about there. Bang, bang, bang. I saw bang, bang, bang out of the corner of my eye there, Dustin, and immediately thought it was AJ. I was like, oh, it's AJ. You got me. All right, so let's see here. Okay, we can do it like that. And we'll fade that in. So we need to take over that part. We want a precise line with this. Get rid of that. There we go. Okay, I think that worked out. And then if this is up to our 70, oh wait, that's the CommanderSmith logo. Kind of want it in there. We need to bring this up. No, that's right. That's under 70 there. So everything looks good there. All right, so that's mixed in there. Whenever another creature you control dies. So even if another, you just need to be able to kind of see that. And if the card's close enough, yeah, whenever another creature you control dies, create a color sorcerer. Yep. Works. Boom. First one down. That is Pitiless Plunderer. Now on to Mr. Chatterfang or Mrs. Chatterfang. Okay, so what art do I want to work with? I think I just like this one. Yeah, it ended up turning out pretty nice. The Pitiless Plunderer. I like how that is. Yep. Chatterfang. Because I will make. Let's do this quick. This is how we're going to test this out. We're going to highlight everything here. And that's how we're going to figure out what positions itself. This will just hopefully figure itself out by, oops, by which one positions itself better on the card. I like both arts. I got the full art.
Oh, good for you.
So personally, that's the one I like. I just like the full arts. But like last week, once we did Ren and 7, I ended up liking the original pack art of Ren and 7 better than the full art. Okay, so this one I do want to grab the legendary framing that they have changed over the years with this. I like that a lot. I don't do a lot of legendary creatures, surprisingly, because it's always like the utility cards, the cards that you use a lot. So I'm never, the legendaries are normally your commanders. So, those aren't always in a lot of decks. So I think these are probably my least made cards. No, probably Planeswalkers now I'm thinking about it. All right. I think that looks good. It's doing something funky there. Let's get rid of some of that there. Straight line, curves. Let's get a little bit down further there. Okay, I like that better. And that needs to get grabbed. There. Okay. That there. So now let's check and see which one positions itself. Which one writes its own story here. All right. Got to shrink that way down. Okay. So in this Chatterfang story, what are we dealing with? Well, what we could be doing with this one is utilizing the tail coming through. We would leave Chatterfang by himself. This has a lot of, has a book of text that we really need to keep in there. So there would be no coming over the text box here. Your only real thing you're doing here is messing with this. So if I were to do that, I may bring Chatterfang off to the side a little bit. I think Chatterfang is missing an eye there. And have the tail come over more on that one. So that's how I'd build that one. Let's see the other one. Oh, he's missing the eye there too. I didn't realize Chatterfang lost an eye. Poor little squirrel. Okay, so this one I was thinking about ahead of time. I was wanting to use this tree branch, but again, I don't want to cover the text box because there's a lot going on here. So you don't want that to go anywhere. So what would happen in this one? Well, this one you're going to lose the casting unless I change it over a little bit. Maybe like that. Have the tail come through here like that. We'd have the ears come through. What else are we doing? There isn't much more we're doing in this one either. Okay. So, what is the position of this one? Tail, ears, or I don't know. You guys probably can't even hear the music. That's the problem. Been trying to mess with that music stuff. There's music playing this whole time, and I don't think you guys can hear it because I listen back and I can't hear it. So that's why sometimes I'll go silent because I'm actually like listening to the music. And then I have to remind myself, oh yeah, they might not be able to hear it because for some reason the recording is not picking it up. Let's do this. Let's crop it up. Let's see how we're positioning this. All right, so we're gonna have part of Chatterfang. He's gonna be off to the side a little bit there. We don't need him to be the center of attention, right? A little off to one side. Yeah. Let's crop a little bit better than that. Maybe I'll like that. Okay. So that would be my Chatterfang. Okay. It just looks like a bunch of squirrels. It looks cool. Now, if we are cropping this one, where our sides are fine, we're only coming down to, I'm going to not have to worry about that bottom stuff. I don't want to have to cut stuff out there. And this side we need to bring way in. Probably right about there. You know, the interesting thing in this is I could do both because really there isn't a lot of editing that is going into effect with this. Because we aren't going to mess with the bottom stuff. There's just too much going on there. So this one's going to really just have more of the fade tool. Let's start with this one. First things first, let's get that text going. We have a, oops. I need the stamp tool. We have a little bit more of a challenge. What is going on? Stop it. I want to go here. I want to zoom in. Why are you not zooming in? Because I was pressing the wrong button. That's why. All right. So we need to stamp. Nope. Just need to stamp and then that. There isn't a lot to work with because we have the Squirrel Warrior legendary creature thing takes up the entire thing. So it's a little more difficult to do this. Takes a little longer. I got to keep stamping and coming back. That should, oh, a little bit higher. There we go. Okay, so that's that one. So we'll start with this one. All right. I think the other thing I want to mess with, I don't like, we got to clean up the legendary stuff here. Do not like how that turned out. Okay. Got that. Got that one. We're going to clean you up. The key is to match your other side here because you don't want to do something here. So that's, I guess, a little bit more of the tricky part of the... So this is a straight down line. This one I did not make straight. So let's make it straight now. I'm going to back this up a little bit. There. Okay, so it was straight. And then I messed it up. Look what you did, you little jerk. All right, so the top, man, there is a lot that needs fixing this. This is going to be you know what? I'm fixing after because I am going to be messing with this. So we're saying, since we're working with fur here, we want it to be the fade tool. We're getting the main tail there. And we're going to make this a lot smaller. We're going to do fades. Oh, does that cut out way too much? You can't see what the number is. So we're not going to do all of it. Maybe what we'll do is a highlight of the brighter stuff. There. To there and up. And to there. A little bit here. And then what we'll do is we'll bring this down and make this a little bit bigger. And just kind of fade in. All right. So we just made his tail stick out a little bit more. Then we're going to do complete takeover of this one. So bring that down. But we're still on that fade tool because we're dealing with hair here. They don't need to be precise lines. This one you want to be out of the line, but you don't want it to be a crisp out of the line. There. Yeah, I'm excited to build this deck. I don't think I like where that went. The early beginnings of it, though, it's interesting because I'm like, it seems so straightforward. There's a lot of cool tricks you can do. But I was talking with Lowry and I was like, I think this has that feel of like a newer, better for newer players to play. It doesn't mean it's a bad deck by any means. It's pretty straightforward. I normally like to have some complicated things when I'm making a deck. I just like to make it complicated. And this one won't have complications. I'm not going like complete squirrel tribal. I'm actually going like I know a lot of people, I'm not like unique in the thought of it. I thought of it before I heard anybody talk about it, but I'm going to be doing the like treasure tokens and garbage food tokens and all that stuff and taking advantage of that kind of thing. And then building the army off of that. But I'm getting like an advantage off of it. So you think of it like I'm getting treasure tokens, but I'm also getting squirrels to get my army bigger. But I'm able to use those treasure tokens. I'm not just having squirrels feeding off of squirrels. I'm kind of taking advantage of casting things that give me bonuses. But at the same point, having Chatterfang out will also give me a bonus. All right, let's get the bottom part. I think it's bugging me the most is that big black line there. So we're going to get that first. So I'm going to go up to about there. Just go right across. And that should do the trick. But this is also the early stages. We'll see once I actually get to together and piloting it. It might be a little bit more fun than I was thinking. The idea is going to be... why aren't you getting bigger? Oh, it's because I'm not on the tool. The idea is playing all those things that I was just talking about. And then my removal is built in on Chatterfang by itself. So I don't need a ton of creature removal. But I will utilize the sack part of it is what my first thoughts are. So like as I'm a couple things. The whatchamacallit, Butcher Malakar, or the Grave Pack type idea. So that's a sack outlet where I sack it and then everybody's having to sack, so I don't have to necessarily destroy things. So I'll have that going on, but then also like, Blood Artist, or my favorite right now, the Meat Hook Massacre, is our number one card from Innistrad, Midnight Hunt. That I don't have to necessarily go out and attack people. So this actually might be killing my Slimefoot deck now that I think about it, because Slimefoot was that way. So I might be killing 2 decks in one, and just, which is fine. Like that's when better decks or better things come out that you like playing with more. I don't even play Slimefoot anymore. That's my very first CommanderSmith deck I built for the show. And that's probably the only reason it's still there, is because I built that because of the show stuff. But this deck in itself might actually take that one out, because this one will just be better and more fun to play with. My Mazarek deck is actually really good. Works with Scion tokens, and so you're sacrificing those. Scion's actually making an appearance in this deck, so that's the other part of it. Is you think of that, you're sacrificing squirrels and then pumping all your other stuff up at the same time. So with whatever's left over, and then if you're making treasure tokens or other stuff and you're sacking those, well, then it just gets bigger and bigger. So, all right, we cleaned that all up. I think that looks pretty good. You might want to see this line right here. Not a big deal, a big enough deal that I'm going to mess with it. So we're going to get it so it's right there. And that should do the trick. Just go across to make sure there isn't anything over there. It doesn't look like it. Looked like it was just on that side. So that was another reason why I want to get rid of that. Okay. So there's Chatterfang. You can pretty much see. Oh, we got to bring the text. So we know it's 2 and a green. It covers a little bit more than I normally would, but Chatterfang's pretty known, and I'm trying to decide if I want to get rid of that point. So I think that's enough. And if you really had an issue, you could look that one up. That's my dog barking. Hey, Nugget. My dog is barking at me because she's not used to me talking, I guess. That's pretty funny. All right. So the other part of this is where is the logo gonna go? Getting distracted by her barking. There is this thing bugging me here. I might have caught the text box stuff from down there. Nugget, no. Oh man, that's funny. She knows my voice. I don't get why she's barking. She knows what I sound like. She must think I'm like actually talking to somebody. Freaking dog. Yeah, I did get some of that. So let's fix it just really quick. The problem is, or not the problem, the non-issue is this wouldn't be here because what was I gonna say? I think I have kids knocking at the door too. That's what happens when you're at home, you're a parent doing this, kids and life. What was I gonna say? Oh, when you make the proxy of it, that whole part is not going to be in there. But as the image itself, I'd probably want to get rid of that. All right, so the CommanderSmith logo. Where do I want this? Maybe what I do is kind of a similar trick to last week, in that we have a lot of squirrels that have their hands crunched up. See all these right here? I'm like pointing so you can see my finger. This guy right here is maybe one. Maybe this guy, his hand is a little too crunched up. Maybe his. It's not going to be a very big logo there with any of these, which is fine. Could do the AJ trick from whatchamacallit, the Dungeons and Dragons. What's his face? The big dragon. It's like, just do it on each of their mouths, and I did it for each one. It could work though. Whoops, did I just flip it? I think I flipped the logo. Although, because it could be like, this is what they're gathering. They're gathering, instead of nuts, they're gathering CommanderSmith logos. That's what they're all holding. And they're cute. So it'd be about that size there. Yeah, let's do that. I think this might be kind of a good... This is the only one we're going to use, by the way. Let's duplicate that layer. Duplicate. So now we have 2. How many do we need? We have that guy up there holding 1. Okay. Duplicate. It's going off screen, so you aren't seeing. And we'll have that guy hold 1. Is there anybody else that has their hands up? Chatterfang doesn't really have... I think he's good there. So we'll just have the 3 squirrels holding it. Okay, so let's work with the first one down here. Fading that out. Got to make sure that we have our background right, because I did mess with that. So we're going to stamp the background just to double check. And come back to that layer. You're the right thing there. Might need to bring this down even more so I can see. Where's his hands? Okay, so it needs to be really small. Like that. It's kind of tough to see exactly what stuff is coming through. Okay, there's the finger. There's the finger. Now we have a thumb there that we have to mess with too. It's right there. Okay. So now if we brought this up. Perfect. So yeah, he's holding it. On to the next one. What's our next one? Which one is that? I think it's this one up here. Right? Let's bring him down to see. Yep. Okay. I'm sure positioning's right with that one. I actually think the position is fine there. So we'll do this. And a little bit of this. A lot of bit of that. And there. Okay. Then we bring that level up a little bit. Good, good. All right. Then let's go over here. Get our... Okay. And this one has a little bit more going over in front of it. I think all the claws kind of make their appearance on that guy. And then zoom out and see how that looks as we bring the color up. Good. All right, let's see how the whole thing... That's cool. I actually like that a lot. All right. Hey, that's Chatterfang right there. Now, what are we at? We're at 38 minutes. Okay. Because I don't know what I would do. I mean, like I said with this one, we could do a quick one here. Let's do a quick little edit for this one. Click there. Again, we can use this tool, not so big. And get it all gone there, but then kind of have a fade over here. We need it smaller so it's not. There we go. Keep that fade going the whole way. Kind of adding almost a little bit of shadow to the text box. Oh, we started over with the music. That's how long we're going. Okay, so see, that's about it that I'd want to do with this one, because You don't want Chatterfang to come to the front. So, I mean, I could have it as this. I think the other thing I would do is edit out this. And I just think this one might be better. Plus the brightness of this. This one was going to turn out as a fantastic foil. The foil proxy of this is going to be amazing. This one might be a little dark, so it might be not as nice of a foil. So I think we'll just stick with the one that I work with there. I mean, I like this one. There isn't much more going on in this picture that I can deal with. The brightness helps out a lot and makes things look really good, especially, like I said, the foils will look really good in this. So, okay, so that should do it for Proxy Time this week. That was Chatterfang. This is Pitiless. Well, no, it isn't. Nope, that isn't either. That isn't. There he is. There he is. Oh, before I forget, so I don't mess this up like I did last week, hang on. I got to do a drawing. I got to do a drawing for Stump the Smith Savant because we do have a new one this week. So I am going to draw the Stump the Smith Savant. So this week's stumper for Lowry. Let's see, I got one right here. Let's see who it is. It's Paradigm Shift. Woo! All right. So let's see if we can get 2 weeks in a row stumping Lowry. So that'll be happening tomorrow. Cast is out on Wednesday. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, like the videos, watch our podcast, all that other stuff. You can see proxies like this. You can check out Twitter for hashtag proxy of the week to see all the proxies that have been made. Otherwise, you can check out the other videos from Proxy Time. Every week, been trying to get on there 7:30s on Sundays if I can around that time. And also, you can get these as well if you become a patron. So that's the other part of this. You can donate to the Discord. You donate to us, and we give out proxies each week, and that saves you money and everything too. So that should do it for this week. I'm Adam Smith from the CommanderSmiths. Check you next week. See ya. Bye. Take up.